What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kev on stage with the big homie, Big Irish J, and Ask a Viner with the wonderful Simone Shepherd. Right now, 2.9 million on Vine?
Yep.
2.9 million followers on Vine. Okay, so are you ready for the hard questions?
I'm ready.
What makes a good Vine?
Just funny, and it to be clearly understood. So you can use a caption to help you explain a little bit, but no 6 seconds. It has to be entertaining.
How'd you start on Vine?
Okay, so Brittany Furlan, who a lot of people know and love, she's like the top girl Viner. Her and I were friends, and we did a show together on the E! Network a long time ago when we were struggling actresses. And then she got on the app pretty early on.
Right.
And then she called me, she said, hey, you need to be doing this. I'm like, doing what? So one day I went and I shot some Vines with her, and I really enjoyed it. So I started doing a bunch of different characters on Vine. She was like, bring your Beyonce to Vine. So I was like, okay, Beyonce is now on Vine.
When Instagram started allowing video, did you ever think about going over to Instagram?
No, never. Only because I do know comedy well enough to know that comedy is funnier in loops.
Yeah.
And although 6 seconds seems short, Instagram is one of those things where you press play on it, and then you gotta wait for it to load, and then right below it is like somebody's Throwback Thursday. But you know, I love Instagram too. I do not forsake my Instagram followers. They are amazing too.
Do you get paid by Vine the app, and how much money can either you make or a person make on Vine?
No, Vine does not pay us directly, but because it's a platform and we own all the content on the platform, a lot of brands will reach out to us directly. Like I'm doing a deal with Toyota, and they emailed directly to my booking information.
Wow.
And as far as the money that can be made, I'm still a thousandaire, but a few of the Viners are actually millionaires.
Millionaires?
That's crazy.
Millions? What is the difference of like the people that make millions as opposed to people that make hundreds of thousands or thousands? Is it different between personality or Vine makeup? Like, what's the difference?
It's just followers. There are people who on the app who have upwards of 10 million followers. So that's the only difference.
So it's just an advertising thing. The bigger you are, the more money you command.
Exactly.
What was your first big Vine? Like, do you remember your first big one, and when were you like, oh, I may have something here?
I really knew I had something when I started doing these series, and I did a series called Hogwarts First Black Witch.
For your first assignment, you shall make it rain. That is incorrect.
Now, I know a lot of people say, they are wizards, and you know, there was some other black kids in the background. I'm talking about the first black witch that had some speaking lines.
Why does it seem like all the big Viners know each other?
Because we do. The top 3 Viners are Nash Greer, King Batch, and Brittany Furlan. Brittany Furlan and King Batch, I knew them prior to Vine. We were friends who kind of grew on Vine, and then we would collab together, and then we would collab with our friends who kind of grew on Vine. That's how we all know each other, is because we kind of formed a community.
Is there any Viners that, not like your arch enemy, but anybody that you're like, ugh, what, ugh?
I can't think of anybody who I don't like. I like everyone, but there's definitely a healthy competition when it comes to Viners. That's a very real thing that exists, and just like with anything.
There should be.
So you mentioned that you and Brittany were struggling actresses. How has Vine helped you with your career?
We were both struggling actresses who couldn't get an agent and couldn't get, you know, managers. Now she's repped by one of the top agencies.
Is there a sense of like back then didn't want me, now I'm hot, y'all want me?
You kind of feel like that, but then I ain't crazy enough to be like, when that big manager came for me, I wasn't like, oh, now you want a bitch? I was like, oh, a bitch is coming. Where do I sign up?
What's your statement to people who say when you take a brand deal, you're selling out?
You know, I didn't respond to them. At some point, I was making 3 Vines a day. So if I want to make some money to survive, so a bitch ain't struggling no more. Y'all want to see a bitch struggling?
Why don't y'all big stars revine the little people?
I really don't have an answer for that, because I see the Vines of the people who I follow. So the people who are new and coming up, it takes me a long time to peruse and find
your Vines. So
it's not personal.
It's not like I'm out here, y'all sisters gotta stay small. We made it.
No. I don't think that any Viner feels like we just want to stay at the top and we don't want nobody to rise. When I started on Vine, there was no revine button.
Back in my day, we had to Vine up a hill.
Back in 2013.
Vine is literally it'll be 2 years old in January.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. In 2 years,
the game. Like,
people have become millionaires in 2 years It's insane.
All right, this has been Ask a Blank Guy with Simone Shepherd, the Viner of today. The big homie, Big Irish J is here, and Kev on stage. If you have questions, ask us below. If we have Simone back on again, you can ask any type of question to anybody, and we'll see if we can get them on the show. Thank you for tuning in. Maybe Beyonce.
I'm sorry.
We'd love to have her. See y'all next time. How did your life change after 9/11?
Basically, it sucked. I would say after 9/11, the day of 9/11, I had to really watch my back because everybody basically hated Arab Americans.